Time's up. Let's do this.
Yep, so for the first time, both players are using their legendary card backs instead of trying to to do a sleeper thing with their card backs. They are bringing out the big guns into this game. Lightbringer playing Mage, very unusual, but also very quite effective. I mean, because of RDU's freeze Mage in the past few tournaments in the past month, Mage has come back into favor, trying to draw out your opponent into the end game where you can do an Alexstrasza into a spell combo. And right now we are in turn 5 for Lightbringer. He played actually just now. He was playing a Novice Engineer, not a very common card being played in the recent meta. So we might see a unique kind of Mage here. So very exciting. I mean, it's always interesting to see how players play against the threats of a Mage. You have your turn 7 Flame Strike, you have your Alexstrasza, you have your Ice Block, you have your counter spells. So counter spell especially might be crucial against Shaman, which has a lot of spells. So
you do realize that out of the 4 cards you said, 2 was already in the hand for Lightbringer.
Right. Okay. Sorry. So as you guys may not know, I cannot see Lightbringer's hand. Just to add a little layer of excitement and mystery, but it's all revealed to you guys anyway.
Yeah. So Lightbringer has Alexstrasza, Fireball, Flame Strike, Ice Lance, and Frostbolt. So he's got almost everything he needs right now, but that's for the late game, and it's gonna be turn 7 soon. We might see something that looks like a bot wipe coming in. But of course, Wereneko is playing very smart. It's turn 6 for him, and I don't think he's gonna play anything that can be killed in one turn here. So I would like to see him play the Argent Commander, and to run the 6/4 and the 2/2 into the 1/1s there, so that the Argent Commander can deal 4 damage. And even if a Flame Strike hits, it's still gonna survive.
Did you see what secret Lightbringer played?
No, I didn't see that.
Okay, so the fact that Wereneko has already attacked and it did not trigger, it could be a potential Ice Block, it could be a potential counter spell. So he hasn't tested the waters yet by playing one of his spells, so he's just going to develop some board control right now. It is turn 7, so Flame Strike in hand of Lightbringer has the potential to do a fair bit of damage against his board on Wereneko's side, so he decides to play it, leaving the 1/1 behind. So let's see.
Sorry, he definitely is gonna play either the Fire Elemental or the Argent Commander. That's 2 of that. So it's not Mirror Entity. It should look like a counter spell to me.
I think it's counter spell. Generally, Ice Block you save until the very last minute once you have your Blizzards in play. So at the moment,
it could be Ice Block if he doesn't have a good play in the first 3 turns. Then could be Ice Block, because you never waste mana by playing Ice Block. You will have to use it sooner or later. Might as well put it up there first. So it could still be that. Molten Giant here would be a pretty interesting play, because it's a big threat. Yeah, Freeze Giant.
Very nice. Yeah.
But then the Flame Tongue is gonna kill it. So it's gonna make the Fire Elemental kill it. Sorry.
Flame Tongue is a minion and not a spell, so there is still some mystery with what Lightbringer's secret is. So right now, what Wereneko seems like he's doing is trying to get Lightbringer to a point where...
Wow, he's got lethal there. Is it Ice Block? Yep, it is Ice Block.
Ooh, he triggers it. That's very crucial. So it's up to Lightbringer now to make something happen, because it's a pretty developed board, lots of removal in hand.
Oh, he doesn't have that. Okay. Let's be realistic here. He can Alexstrasza himself.
Yep. And
thereby... But, really, in this kind of deck, Alexstrasza is going to use on the offensive position. He's going to ping the Acolyte of Pain to try and get 1 extra card. He gets it, Mirror Image. That's going to provide some space for him. Unfortunately, Lightning Storm is going to wipe that out, and he's still going to die. Should have Alexstrasza himself, but he was just being... He's just playing this very safely, and he will not see another turn there. So, but at least he can kill some minions there, but it's still game.
So no counter spell, no second Ice Block, unfortunately. End of the line. Wereneko proving his worth. My goodness.
Oh,
still
hey,
undefeated
wait,
at
because
this point.
Whoa, hold on the thought there. Oh yeah, Lightning Bolt. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Maximum BM.
Maximum BM for the -1. Wereneko takes the first game against Lightbringer, still proving he is now at what, 10-0 in the tournament. So it's gonna be if Wereneko makes it to the finals, it's gonna be a fantastic match versus him and 80YB. Both of them
potentially undefeated.
potentially undefeated. So let's see what Wereneko decides to change, or if he changes at all.
We'll see. We'll see. If now the challenge is on Lightbringer, the renowned road burner of Vietnam, to try and take one game of Wereneko, so he doesn't have to enjoy the perfect stats there. But we'll see how this game's gonna turn out here. Wereneko is up by 1 game, and it does seem like that Lightbringer is gonna play Warrior, something we have not seen much today.
Yeah, and in the EHL there was a lot of control warriors. It's a very steady deck. It's a very stable deck. Very, very powerful deck. And we haven't seen that yet a lot in this tournament, but we are seeing it now. Lightbringer going into game 2. And how is his opening hand looking?
His opening hand for Lightbringer is pretty okay, I think. There is the Acolyte of Pain, double of that, as well as a Shield Slam and a Cruel Taskmaster plus a Brawl. So he's got pretty good mechanic, but there is no minions that can play early. Normally you want to have Armor Smith in the early game for Control Warrior, but he doesn't have to work. He doesn't have that to work with. Yeah,
Acolyte of Pain, Armor Smith, just trying to get some value out of a Whirlwind or something, just to get some more armor. But Wereneko's hand is a bit decent. Here comes the first Acolyte of Pain. I wonder if he wants to shock that. Yep, looks like he's gonna be shocking it.
Yeah, definitely good shot.
Could have been a nice spell damage totem and kill it with the 1/1, but he decides to go for the face instead. Very important versus Control Warrior to keep the armor levels down, because that's going to remove value from Shield Slam, and that's going to open up warriors to more damage, and just making sure that they're not able to ramp up insane amounts of
Okay. One of the main problem with Control Warrior is the fact that they don't have sufficient card draw mechanic. Yes, they have shield block, but they really need the AOP to draw at least 1 or 2 cards just so that they can get sufficient value of that. So here, 2 Acolyte of Pain only for the value of 1, and just 1 card, not 1 AOP but 1 card, and that's really bad. So here comes the Feral Spirit, and this is a pretty strong board for Wereneko.
I agree. So that's a pretty strong board, nice defense, and Lightbringer right now will have to debate the timing of when he plays his Brawl, because he doesn't want to use it too early and not have, because this is a developed board, but it's not basic. It's not the mid-range threats. There's no Violet Teacher. There's no Fire Elemental yet. So, but he does choose to play his Brawl. Let's see. There was actually, just as a trivia, there was a recent hotfix for Brawl where the last competitor in the Brawl is no longer guaranteed to be winning it. So that's a nice change from Blizzard in one of the recent patches.
Oh, you mean the Brawl? The order of the Brawl? Yeah. It doesn't spoil the fun. Yeah, that's perfect. I like that. So here comes the Black Knight. Doesn't matter, the Feral Spirit may have won the Brawl, but still gonna die here. So the 4/5 is gonna provide insane value. There is a Lightning Storm, but that's not gonna deal much. I'm looking at a potential Hex, but really a 4/5 isn't worth the value of a Hex. You want to Hex stuff like Ysera, which is, by the way, in the hand for Lightbringer. So we'll see.
So, other than Ysera, what else is the endgame threat for Lightbringer right now in his hand?
He doesn't have anything else that's endgame. Yes, he's got Big Game Hunter, but I don't see that as a problem. You see that as a solution. So, he does have a lot of good control mechanic, like even the Abomination. This card, no one plays it, but he still plays it. So now it's a lot more relevant in Naxxramas, because you have a lot more synergy with that Death Rattle, comboing of Baron Riverdale, which is gonna come out, by the way, next week, and I'm so psyched up for that.
Next week already, man. And if you've played like Noth or the heroic the bosses in the current Plague Wing, you're gonna hate Abomination a lot. It's very, very annoying. My gosh.
Yep, so here comes the Fire Elemental. That's going to kill the 4/3. And the 6/5 is a pretty big threat that Lightbringer has to address. If he top decks a shield block here, probably will have the answer for that. We'll just have to see what he gets here. Oh, he gets Grommash as well as a Sylvanas. So, pretty interesting.
So just as a reminder, we are now in turn 8 for Lightbringer, but very little damage has been done. It's just very much a back and forth control of board control. Both of them still have decent hands. Wereneko still has a Hex and Lightning Storm in his hand, and the potential to start something happening with Violet Teacher. Lightbringer, as we know, has Ysera in hand, and Sylvanas, which is going to the board right now. So let's see how this back and forth will start turning into a full-out brawl, and see who comes out on top.
Yeah, Lightning Storm here can be played. Okay, Hex the 5/5. That's gonna be bad news, because next you're gonna see Ysera. Wow, Ysera is gonna provide so much value. And Wereneko doesn't have an answer.
I think that was a bit of a misplay. Shouldn't he have attacked the 6/5 against the Taskmaster first before hexing the Sylvanas? Because this way, there's still a 2/2 left on the board earlier.
But
if
his
he had
6...
attacked...
Oh yeah, his 6/5 is gonna take 2 damage though. And Lightning Storm's gonna... Sorry, it's gonna kill it. On top roll.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, you're right. It's not a big a deal though, I feel. What's a big deal is what's gonna happen right now. Ysera, look at that. 9 cost for 412. This dragon just won't die. No matter what.
412.
And he gets Ysera awakened. Wow, everything there is 5 toughness or below.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, even if you place a naked Black Knight, by naked we mean without value, Ysera Awaken's gonna kill it.
Oh man, Lightbringer is looking at a huge turnaround with Ysera Awakens, and
he can even proc Gromage on that. You know that, right?
Yeah. So at the moment, it's looking a little bit bad for Wereneko. He's gonna have to spend a lot of cards just to get rid of Ysera, but that's still not gonna stop Ysera Awakens, and that's potentially gonna give him a nice little Gromage on his turn if he decides to play next turn, which I think he should.
Yeah.
Unless he has Whirlwind in hand that can stop.
Well, at least he killed Ysera.
Yeah. He doesn't have Whirlwind, does he?
Yeah, he does have Whirlwind. Top deck there.
Okay.
So, everything goes. Everything goes. Abomination gonna come out as well, so.
Oh boy.
Oh, but that's gonna get chopped down by the Black Knight. Wow. Wow. And it's also gonna kill the 4/2. What are you thinking?
Oh no!
Wow, the value is insane. Come on, chop some Abomination today. Let's go. We want to have some extra butcher meat go around.
Poor Stitches, come on.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so he's gonna take that out, deal 2 damage to all the creatures on the board, leaving him with a 4/3 and a Spell Totem. Very nice. Having a Lightning Storm still in his hand.
Yeah, I really like how Wereneko was able to take care of Ysera. Yes, it did cost a lot of resources, but at least that made sure that, you know, one big threat in the deck is gone. And this does look like a very good old school control warrior, where you have Ysera, you have Gromage, and Alexstrasza as well, I believe. And he used Ysera Awakens to proc Gromage to deal 10 damage plus 5 from Ysera Awakens. That's a total of 15 damage in one turn.
Ouch.
And the top deck Hex, look at that.
Oh my gosh. Very lucky. So he's probably going to play Violet Teacher now into Hex to drop out a token. And then we shall see. He can actually also play a number of... he's thinking about Violet Teacher into Lightning Storm into...
Spell Totem. Yes, he gets a Spell Totem.
Oh, that is so lucky.
My fault, guys. I called it.
Oh, man.
There goes the Lightning Storm. And top rolls... Yeah, nope, doesn't feel like it. So Earthshock's gonna kill it anyway. Alright, so that's gonna kill the 10-1, and really that leaves Lightbringer completely out of steam right now. He needs to know what else is left in his deck. He takes a Gorhao. Gorhao is pretty good. It's gonna kill the Violet Teacher, but will not win him this game.
Yep, and Wereneko having the crucial card in hand. So if Lightbringer decides to put out one of the standard late game threats for Warrior, it's just gonna get hexed, and it could potentially snowball. Oh, the value! Oh my goodness! Put that in a museum. Bye bye, Gorhal.
Yeah, he's just gonna draw 1 card,
but that's okay. That's a lot of minion removal with 2 cards left and no card draw. That's a bit of a bad position for Lightbringer. What a turnaround for Wereneko right now.
Yeah, top deck Harry Jones. My God. Treasure Hunter, putting stuff in the museum. Good stuff. Armor up, Shield Slam, probably gonna kill the O2, but no, not gonna happen yet. So yeah, he's actually gonna Shield Slam. Double Shield Slam maybe. The Harry Jones, just so he prevents further damage to himself.
So again, as you predicted earlier, Warrior not having enough card draw options. He is down to 1 card. And a very nice hand for Wereneko. He still has Mana Totem in hand, which could potentially start drawing him into some of his endgame options. And also an activator for Defender of Argus, just stopping any sort of shenanigans from Lightbringer, who is slowly draining out of his options, despite still being at 22 health.
Yep. That's really crazy. So what he did there was Shield Slam execute. He still has got another Shield Slam in the hand. He can't Shield Slam the Azure Drake, which is what I think he's gonna do here. Yep. And really, Wereneko, the moment he sees both Shield Slam being utilized, he is just gonna play the Mana Tide Totem. That's gonna help him draw cards after card after card. And the Warrior is completely out of steam right now. No card in hand. Wow. Wereneko
So I was about to say earlier, if he had drawn into like a Baron Geddon, that could have cleared the board of Wereneko, but now some big threats are coming out, 4/4 in the Azure Drake, and a 6/5 coming soon from the Fire Elemental. That's not gonna help him at all. And if Ysera comes out or Ragnaros comes out, there's a Hex waiting for it. And wow, look at that super developed board by Wereneko. Very good for him.
Oh, you're right. Your Ragnaros comes out really quickly.
What are the odds of it hitting Wereneko? That's like a point something
pretty low.
chance. My prediction is token.
No, he killed something.
Wasn't that a token?
Was that a token? I think it's not. Anyway, Hex is gonna be a use here. So
that is pretty much gonna seal the deal. What are the threats left for a Control Warrior? You could possibly have an Alexstrasza, you could possibly have a Baron Geddon, but that's not gonna help with a 6/5 and a 4/4 on the board with Rockbiter and now Doomhammer with a Rockbiter in hand. That is gonna be a finishing blow next turn for Lightbringer. I don't think there's
do you win with Fiery Winex? I guess not.
Oh. And wow, that is 2-0 straight for Wereneko, showing his power with Shaman, showing what a comeback that was. That was an amazing comeback, you have to admit.
The tilt started when he killed Ysera. After Ysera died, it just seems like, you know, Lightbringer, he had the cards that could actually help him a bit, but playing the Abomination and the Big Game Hunter was just such a big misplay that really, one Black Knight value and he's gone. It's really a big mistake there. He couldn't have afforded that kind of a mistake. I feel that that's where he lost that game. And we'll see.
I think he lost the game when Harry Jones came in and put it in the museum. That just puts you on tilt.
I think it's a bit earlier than that. Like, he already was... It was clear that he was already running out of steam. And also, you can also predate it back to the double AOP play, Acolyte of Pain, when two AOP, drawing only one card.
That's absolutely right. That's right
Zero
after
value.
you said. That's right after you said that Control Warrior doesn't have any mini draw options, and he did not draw anything from any value from both Acolytes of Pain, and the Armor Smith not coming out, making an appearance early in the game that could have bought him a few more turns, could have bought him a few more options, possibly have made him play in a different way. But yeah, what a comeback from Wereneko. Landsliding from a couple of key plays, starting with the Ysera kill. And we are now going into this game 3. Lightbringer is going to be playing Druid.
Pretty excited here. So, Druid of Lightbringer up against Wereneko's Shaman. I do recall you say that you kind of favor Shaman, right? Oh, sorry, you favor Druid?
No, I favor Shaman, personally.
Oh, okay.
Just that I've in my opinion, well, whenever I play Druid, I seem to run out of steam before I can get into the good ramp stuff. Shamans, when they play against me, always seem to have an answer, have the Hex at the right time. So if the timing is right, if the curve is right, and if the removals are correct, then Shaman, I think, has an advantage. But right now, Lightbringer has some decent defense on the board. He's probably going to have to waste a Lightning Storm to get rid of the 4/5. So, but what's the rest of the cards in Lightbringer's hand?
Lightbringer's hand, he does have the Ancient of Lore, Innovate, which is just used there. So, sorry, Ancient of Lore, Keep of Growth, Wild Growth, as well as the Druid of the Claw. Okay,
so some decent amount of defense. Wereneko has options for a Lightning Storm next turn or a second Feral Spirit. So let's see.
I would go for a second Feral Spirit. I think it's logical because Lightning Storm, yes, you kill the you kind of burst the bubble on the 4/5, but okay, now that he attacked your Feral Spirit, you might want a Lightning Storm, but two minions, not much value.
That's right. So one of the options, one of the considerations for a Shaman, you always want to get a lot of value from your Lightning Storm since there's only 2 of them, and against a Druid, they're very tough. So if you can time it so you can get a lot more minions, that would be ideal. So let's see. So nice series of plays from Lightbringer, and he manages to still get a Wild Growth at the end of that sequence. So let's see. I think I agree with your play with the Feral Spirit. Just keep the defenses up. Make sure to try and bait Lightbringer into overcommitting with the minions, and then get more value out of a Shaman out of a Blood Mage into a Lightning Storm. So let's see what he chooses to play. He has two options with the Manatide Totem and the Feral Spirit. He decides to play Manatide Totem and a nice draw into a Hex.
Yeah, but we all know the Manatide is going to die here. It might get silenced though, but here comes the Druid with the Ancient Teachings, and it is, the Ancient of Lore with the Ancient Teachings. So that's going to help him draw into a Big Game Hunter and a Wrath. Manatide does die, and here, well, Lightning Storm is not really going to provide value, because that's both of the minions that are 5/5, as in 5 toughness. Still has to play the Feral Spirit.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get Lightbringer to overcommit, deal some damage on his bigger toughness minions, and then go for the kill with a nice Lightning Storm for later in the game.
Yep, for sure. So he can clear both Feral Spirits here, but will not be able to reach the face of Thrall. We'll see. Okay, he can actually do that with Wrath. We'll see how that's gonna work out.
Speaking of Thrall, did you know that he has a kid now?
Oh, he does?
Yeah. As of
I had no idea.
The latest story, Thrall is now with child. So going back to the game, he is still putting down the big toughness minions 5/5, 4/5, and 2/4. I think his plan is working, where he's trying to get more damage on the board. 5/5 did not commit to an attack to the 1/2, so I think Wereneko's gonna want a Lightning Storm now. Yeah, just get rid of as many things as he can.
Hopefully he gets top rolls.
Does he get the upper edge?
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. Well, almost.
Yeah, I was
ideal,
hoping
almost,
for top rolls on the keeper as well, but
yeah.
Well, doesn't matter. So he's gonna play a Druid of the Claw for Lightbringer, which is good. That again is gonna provide some form of synergy to protect the keeper of the grove. But the biggest problem here for Wereneko is the mana overload, and as you can see, the Shaman actually seems like he is kind of running out of steam a little bit with 3 cards only. But well, we'll see what he gets. He does get extra card when Thalnos dies there, so
decides to put up a taunt, so that's a little trouble for Alec here for later on. If he draws into Rockbiter, that might be good for him. He can get past the 4/6, and okay. So he can use a Fire Elemental next turn. He can also Hex next turn. How are you feeling about a Hex?
I won't Hex a 4/6. I feel like it's too. Okay, maybe I will now because that's too red. So
now I would. Yeah.
Now I will, but yeah, it's just very reactionary based, this game. Pretty easy stuff. Wereneko getting answers after answers, and for Lightbringer, if you can look at his hand, he doesn't really have much of anything left. Oh, he gets an Eris, so yes, that's something. Okay. What's with all this magic here? So he will play Doomhammer for Wereneko, but he gets Lightning Storm, so it doesn't matter again.
Hex into Lightning Storm.
This is frustrating here.
Or Doomhammer.
He's gonna hex the small boy and would probably just clear the board. Yeah.
So this is exactly what I mean. Shaman versus Druid. This is a classic case of it where the answers after answers are coming, and even if you're trying to build yourself, it is turn 10 for Lightbringer, but as you can see, he doesn't have any answers, and Wereneko still has a Fire Elemental in hand. He can also get a lot of value out of his Lightning Storm, and he now has Doomhammer in play. Druids don't generally run Ooze or something like Harrison Jones, at least not recently. So Lightbringer in a bit of trouble. Even if he puts up something like right now, a Senjin Shieldmaster, it's a little bit difficult now. Now with 4 cards left in hand.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Lightbringer didn't bring a Druid here with Ooze or Harry Jones, because the thing is, these cards are called tech cards. You know, you just bring them into fights when you feel like you're fighting a class that's got a weapon. So he knows he's gonna be playing against a Shaman. He should have at least prepared Ooze or Harrison Jones in one of the Druid decks that he can bring into this tournament, so that at least it's going to provide him with some value. I mean, look at that Doomhammer, it's just waiting to be put in a museum. So much charges on that shit. So I just feel like he could have planned it around a little bit better. I know, especially when the rules of the tournament is plain and simple. But well, we'll see.
So despite being under in health, Wereneko still has the more developed board, and he has a lot of answers in hand. If he draws into a rock biter, that is going to be pretty devastating. And he still has the options for a lightning storm, and he still has a single target lightning bolt left, as well as 4 charges left in Doomhammer. So
I have a bad feeling. I think he's gonna play Black Knight against the Snake Totem, and when he sees Alakir, he's gonna be like, "Wow,
please no,
cool
don't do
story, bro." No,
Lightbringer-
he's got Ancient of Law. He might play that, so there's a 50-50 chance. Oh, okay, so he's gonna big game that dude there, and that's gonna kill. That's actually very smart.
That's okay. Oh, that's a really nice play. I really like that play. That's very good. If he had Black Knighted the Stone Claw, I would have. Oh boy.
Yeah, big game's a lot better because well, it's 8/7, so why not, right? And knowing the Shaman, it doesn't really have big minions, so Alakir, if it comes out here, is just gonna get Black Knight.
No. Okay, so Lightbringer gonna have a bit of a reprieve by getting Black Knight on Alakir, and Wereneko still hammering his face. 17 and 18. Obviously, Lightbringer's going to be playing Black Knight to stop Alakir. So, what are the rest of Lightbringer's cards?
Well, it does a Black Knight, Savage Roar, Ancient of Lore, and a Harvest Golem that he's going to play right now. So here comes the Harvest Golem, and Black Knight's going to kill Alakir, so that's a lot of value there for Lightbringer. But now back to Wereneko. Just spells, and wow, top deck, Azure Drake here. So if he gets a Spell Totem, top totem, yeah, everything goes.
He's gonna... I hope he tries for it. Spell Totem right now.
It's a 50-50. Come on.
50-50.
He gets it.
Oh my gosh. Here comes a storm.
No, he's not going to storm. Wow, he's actually going to play the lightning bolt. So, okay. Maybe he doesn't find value in a storm like that now. So, well,
he's
that's
the
fine.
legend
That's
player,
fair.
not us. So we'll trust in his. We'll trust in his judgment.
Man, yeah. Oh, but the top deck swipe though.
Ooh, is he gonna get enough value out of that? He's not gonna be able to kill 3 out of the.
Yeah.
None of the totems are gonna die to it.
Yeah, but on the bright side, he can at least kill the spell totem if he hero powers to kill the taunt totem. So there's still some value, some good story there.
It's gonna help him survive for sure. And right now with Wereneko's charges winding down on the Doomhammer and not many options in play, those are kind of weak creatures. Let's see. He still does have Lightbringer still does have a Harvest Golem. And here comes a Defender of Argus. That's gonna be annoying against the... I keep forgetting its name. Against the Haunted Creeper. Haunted Creeper. Okay.
You mean Defender Argus?
Yeah, Defender of Argus. For
yeah, well, that's gonna be quite a good amount of synergy. Lightning Bolt here will kill the 2/3, but I guess you don't really wanna trade in here, do you?
He could attack it with Doomhammer, 1 charge, and then kill the Healing Totem. No, he's just gonna go straight for it.
Yeah,
he's gonna keep this Haunted Creeper alive and swing. Oh, and probably save the 2 charges for face when he draws into Rockbiter. Not many. Looks like there's about maybe 15 or so cards left in Wereneko's deck.
Expert card counting.
Expert card counting.
Yeah, good stuff. So you just measure the thickness of the card.
Yeah.
In the deck.
Sometimes I'm good with measuring thickness of things. Okay, so Lightbringer chooses to play Ancient of Lore into drawing some cards instead of healing himself. Pretty decent play. Wereneko's damage on board is not that good.
I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, because you know that the Shaman's running out of steam. It's pretty clear. The Shaman now is desperately trying to sink in as much damage as possible, just so when he gets the Rockbiter, he will be able to win a game. But there's the Sanjin top deck, there's also the Druid of the Claw, so that's a lot of taunts for Wereneko to go past. I'm thinking that this game should go in favor for Lightbringer. But don't forget, don't discount the Lightning Storm. There's still a Lightning Storm there.
That's right. So that is a fair bit of defense. He's gonna... He chooses to Wrath though.
There's swipe in the hand, that's why.
I see, okay.
Yeah, he's probably gonna swipe the 2-3 without killing the 8.
Oh wow, that is nice value from Soy from Lightbringer.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the
goes.
tables have turned.
Exactly. So yeah, this is where you know you are kind of in a bad shape.
Spell Totem? No, Stone
No.
Claw. Okay.
Even with Spell Totem, he cannot kill the 3/5, and I don't see that he'll do that. It's just gonna Lightning Storm anyway.
Yeah. He's kind of all in right now with no card draw and
Hoping for
or
top rolls
winding
on the
down.
Senjin. Yeah, he gets that. So at least he clears the board again. But how is he gonna deal with the 5/10 Nyx?
Oh, that's tough. If he has Rock Biters, he might have a chance to take it out, but it's gonna be a uphill battle because the rest of his minions aren't gonna be enough to take down 11 damage by the time Lightbringer goes into possibly more defensive options.
We still haven't seen Wereneko's Black Knight, assuming he runs one. It might be a
Yeah.
top deck Black Knight, and he might just win this game, just like that.
Oh boy, 5/10. That's a pretty big minion.
Oh,
Both
Rockbiter
X's.
finally comes out here.
Okay. So that is 10, 5 in hand, 5 from Thrall, and then if he attacks with the rest of his minions, it's gonna leave him with a 2/3.
Yeah.
So, let's
Or
see.
he can play Rockbiter on the Nerubian and trade in everything else. But that's gonna mean that he will have an empty board. Against an empty board, he will not have attraction there. So, and he's down to 13 health. We have to remember that there is the Savage Roar as well as the Druid of the Claw. So it might be a charged Druid of the Claw there with 6 damage and 2/8. It's very close, too close to call.
Too close to call right now, but Lightbringer
Oh,
is also running out.
wow.
Oh boy,
This
are
is
out of
where you
hexes.
concede. Yeah.
I think that's it. We are out of hexes. We are out of lightning storms. Not
He's gonna
much
draw a
that-
card again. Fire Alley, not gonna do shit here.
Oh no. So we're looking at the first loss of Wereneko in this entire tournament. Lightbringer bringing it back.
Yeah. 0-2, but still not over.
Still not over indeed. Showing the worth of his burnt toast card back. As a legend status.
Bread Toast got back, yeah. Salty Castus. PJ
So-
Salt, please. If you're on the channel, please type PJ Salt. He concedes there. So, yeah, 2-1. Finally, we're gonna see a little bit more excitement in this series here.
Yep, so Wereneko's going to be forced to change out of Shaman. Let's see
We
what
will-
his answer is for
He has got a Paladin and a Rogue deck left.
Paladin.
I would vote for Rogue because... Oh, wait, no, Paladin. Yeah, I will vote for Paladin.
I would vote for Paladin just out of the fact that Paladin versus Druid is very... It's a big mental game. Trying to see... And it's a long game and it's a lot of control.
I'm looking
So-
at Wereneko's deck names here. There's Elements of Harmony. There's also Cancer Rogue, Legend Stone. So we know which deck he used to play Legend right now. Legend Stone. Crazy stuff.
So, could it potentially be an aggro Paladin?
I don't know,
wonder-
man.
I wonder how... I'm not too sure about the aggro Paladin versus Ramp Druid, or any Druid matchup. But if it's control versus control, well, we'll see in his opening mulligan for Wereneko. It is a control Paladin with Tyrion Fordring and a Stampeding Kodo, which of course combos into Aldor Peacekeeper to remove threats. He's gonna keep nothing from his opening hand. So did Lightbringer stay with his original deck? Does it still look like a Ramp Druid with Force of Nature?
Well, it does look like the same thing. There's Wild Growth, Ancient of War, as well as Senjin Shieldmaster. So I'm thinking it should still be the same thing. Ramp into a Taunter Druid kind of a deck. I am only hoping that Wereneko brings a Black Knight.
Yep.
It makes a lot of sense to bring Black Knight.
Yeah, absolutely. So turn 3 for turn 2 for Wereneko. He's just gonna go into a token. Yeah,
Which is
pretty
promptly
standard.
going to get addressed by the hero power of Malfurion. Okay, no, he's just going to play Senjin because he just Wild Growth there. So that's fantastic. So now 3-5.
Oh man, I'm imagining a turn 4 Senjin into a turn 5 Sludge Belcher, into a turn 6
wow.
Sunwalker. Can you imagine
Wow. Yeah.
that kind
Taunt
of a
Fest, guys. That's what I call
Yeah.
a Taunt Fest.
To think that Trump, not so long ago, a few months ago, back in the beta, he was saying that taunt was one of the most useless classes. He did not believe in taunt, but maybe that was just for arena. So yeah.
You know, I think he played in BlizzCon last year, and he said that he doesn't run taunts at all.
Yeah.
But he's obviously learned his lesson after that.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
After being schooled by a warrior deck, but that's old school vanilla warrior,
Old school.
where you see the insane amount of charge, insane amount of what do you call that? You know, war song commander. You see like enraged minions. Man, those were the days, man. Those were good days.
Although, Ramp Druid right now is kind of a callback to Season 1. Old school Druid with lots of big threats, and your spells were very few. Like you just had Wrath and Swipe, so it's not completely dead. Like Ice Mage, Giant's Mage was a Season 1 deck. So a lot of these decks are still kind of making a comeback. It's of course the meta is starting to get a little more interesting week to week because we are now getting more Naxxramas cards. Next week, with the military corridor, we are getting the giant fairy dragon. So that's pretty exciting.
Oh yeah, Spectral Knight.
Spectral Knight, second only in the Liquid Hearth polls to Loatheb, so very exciting.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm actually very excited next week for Baron Riverdale.
Yeah, Military Corridor was one of my favorite corridors in WoW for Nax, so that was pretty fun. The mechanics of those fights were pretty interesting, so let's see how it translates to Hearthstone. But going back now to the game, we are now in turn 5 for Wereneko. Lightbringer with a Wild Growth has 7 mana next turn. But right now for Wereneko, he is not getting a lot of value from his cards just yet. I think he's just going to token out today for this turn. Turn 6 is where it starts to get interesting for Wereneko. He has an option to play Karen, to play Sunwalker, but Lightbringer taking advantage of his early Wild Growth to draw into 2 more cards with Ancient of Lore.
Yeah, wow. Big draws there. So, running a 2-1 into the 1-1, I don't really like that. Because, he's going to trade anyway. So, what for, right? I would have preferred if you gone for Phaser. And this is a Paladin, unless you are afraid of him playing stuff like Blessing of Kings. But that is such a cheesy card. Like, come on. No one plays Blessing of Kings in the tournament. So much cheese in that. Like really, who plays Blessing of Kings? Blessing of Might? Oh, come on.
How about Blessing of Wisdom? Come on. If
Blessing of Wisdom is... Yeah, but how much cards is he going to draw? That's just a 1-1, right? I'm just thinking more like Blessing of Kings, then he kills the Ancient of Lore, and you're like, what?
So Ancient of Lore has been taught to follow the rules and is now a glorified token killer. Lightbringer is going to bring down Druid of the Claw to put up some sort of defense, get some value out of a Harvest Golem. And Wereneko is looking... Oh, here comes another Peacekeeper.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Kodo.
Doesn't have a Kodo.
Yeah, that'd be so much value if he has a Kodo. Like, so good. So
it looks like he's going to sacrifice his 3/3 for the 4/2 now. And yeah, that's a pretty decent play. He has card advantage, and 5/6 is not the easiest thing to remove, especially with the rule following Ancient of Lore at the moment. So
yeah. Well, on the flip side, Wereneko does bring the Black Knight. That's what I like here. He can choose to either chop up the Ancient of War and make a lot of people with that, or he can chop up the Sunwalker and make sure the cow bathes no more in the sun. So. Yep. There's a lot of good synergy here with Black Knight against the Druid, which is why you normally bring tech cards like Black Knight into this kind of a matchup here. So I kind of favor Wereneko in this game, but of course I have been proven wrong before. So I hope that
whenever you think Paladin is down and out and is not relevant in the meta, they somehow find a way to surprise you, especially on the ladder, and sometimes in tournaments when you're not expecting all of the heals and then you run out of steam. So never count out Paladin, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's only gonna be so much better when they have the next class card for Paladin.
Yeah. So let's see. Turn 8 for Wereneko is gonna be...
Wow. Okay, so he's gonna give it Mark of the Wild. Do you chop down the 3/6?
He can also silence it with Spellbreaker.
Okay, he's just gonna chop it, and that's gonna be so sad the moment he sees the 5/10. Remember why he lost in the last game?
I think that was very bad. He could have Spellbreaker that.
Yeah, agree.
Although, if you Spellbreaker that, it removes the follow the rules, so it's gonna bring him back to five attacks. So that's probably what he was thinking of.
Oh yeah, true. Well, he can silence this and he can kill it.
That's true.
Or he can use humility, and
that's right.
he's still gonna die.
If he top decks into Kodo, that would be amazing.
It doesn't need to today. Just play Wild Pyro, humility, and I think, well, it is not gonna kill it, but it is gonna provide a lot of space there for him. He's gonna play Leon Hands, which is a lot better. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. That's a pretty good thing. Refresh your hands.
Oh, and he gets a Kodo! So yeah,
Oh,
Kodo! Wow, big Kodo here. Always left a Kodo.
So, if Lightbringer chooses to play a bigger minion, that's going to be a big value from the Kodo. He's going to get past that 1/6 quite easily, and then put up the defense. He can go into Cairn. He can go into very... he can follow the rules that... Oh boy.
Yeah, he can.
Interesting, no equality or... Oh wait, okay, here comes Consecration. Just before I said it. Yeah. So...
I like it if you play the Kodo here, but we'll see.
I like Kodo into... Senjin, maybe?
Yeah.
Kodo into...
That's a good taunt.
Kodo into Senjin is what I would have played.
Although it might die, but even then it's still okay. Okay, Kayn here is still pretty okay as well. Kayn is just so much value, and there is no silence on Lightbringer's hand. There is, however, Ragnaros, the Black Knight, as well as the Faceless Manipulator.
So it looks like Wereneko was setting up for a next turn Consecrate by attacking Black Knight into the Ancient of War. So let's see if Lightbringer commits to more minions and possibly giving Wereneko a bit more value for his Consecrate.
I'm thinking he's gonna play Ragnaros.
I would love to see Ragnaros right now. Ragnaros brings
he might chop the 3/5, I think. Yep, okay, he's gonna chop the 3/5.
Senjin Shieldmaster will not pass, so he's gonna Wrath his opponent's Black Knight. And Ancient of War, you know, he's old, he's weak, he's still gonna do some damage. 1 damage for this turn.
1 damage. Yeah, he's old, he's weak, yeah, and the next thing you know, he's supposed to do like 10, but...
He's a branch right now instead of a tree, but, you know, still, you know, doing his work. Putting in the putting in the hours.
Azure Drake, Consecration. Much value. Yeah, of course it's not gonna kill the other 5 toughness minions there, but he will be able to run the 4/5 into one of them, and that will somewhat
Why didn't he
kill
kill the 5/2 though? Oh, so he wanted to keep it alive. He wanted to keep Karen alive for 1 more turn. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You might be afraid of stuff like you know,
Quality.
silence and kill, something like that. Makes the kill Kayn.
The oldest card in Wereneko's hand, of course, is the Wild Pyromancer. So if he draws into Equality, that's just gonna wipe everything out. So if Lightbringer overcommits with his threats, then he might be looking at that combo later on.
He definitely needs Equality, and he needs to wait for the right moment to play that when Ragnaros comes out. And we'll see if he gets the chance there. So here comes the swipe, and value is still gonna get redeemed. So here comes again a 4/5, and now the 5/2 is gonna trade evenly with that.
Yeah. So would be nice for some equality right now on the side of Wereneko, just to get past these threats quite easily.
I would feel like, you know, even if he gets that, he should be playing that. So Eldo again, probably gonna play the Kodo here, and that's
nice.
good. I like that. A lot of value here for him.
Very nice. And now he has control of the board, just like that.
Yep, good stuff. And you know, Druid, once they use that 1 swipe, they don't really have much board clear mechanic. They're kind of weak in the board clear department. They're also kind of weak in the specific single target clear department as well. So they don't really have much of anything they can do. Probably just sheer power and kill the token there.
Here's Spellbreaker's chance to shine. Possibly gonna get past that 5/10 with Spellbreaker. Ooh, very nice. He can also go into Sunwalker next turn. He can choose to token into True Silver Champion. Let's see what he decides to play. Okay, he's gonna go True Silver into He wants that ancient dead.
Yeah,
He
because
is a
that's a
cheat.
second ancient. So effectively, he's already taken care of 2 ancient, 1 Druid of the Claw, and that's a lot of taunt gone already. And you know, the problem in the previous game was that he did give Lightbringer the space there to get, you know, taunts up and to copy those taunts. That was crazy. But in this game, you will not see double Ancient of War on the field there with, you know, 10 health or something like that.
Right.
It's just not gonna happen.
Wereneko learning his lesson and chopping some trees, and now he has board control with a 4-3 and a 3-5 and a lot of defense in his hand. And of course, he still has 1 more charge on his True Silver Champion. He hasn't drawn into any of his equality, so despite the fact that Lightbringer might still have some options in the form of Ragnaros, might still have some defensive measures, the fact that Wereneko has not used a single equality and has been keeping Wild Pyromancer all game, that's going to be pretty crucial for the end.
Ragnaros, there we go, kills the Spellbreaker. Okay, this is where you want to get the equality, but he doesn't get it, so maybe he might get it with the Azure Drake. We'll see.
How many? I think he had what? 10 cards in hand in the deck.
Oh, another
that's
Kodo,
unfortunate.
but no more Eldor.
He
See,
runs
this is why you don't use Eldor until you see Ragnaros. No, I'm serious, because the only reason why Lightbringer played the Ragnaros was because he knows that Wereneko doesn't have any more Eldor.
So he's just putting more minions on the board just to make sure that Ragnaros has too many targets to deal with. Low chance of him hitting in the face. And yeah. Oh boy.
Oh wow, here starts the Rag Roulette. Ladies and gentlemen, spewing fireballs since 2013. Ragnaros, baby.
2 Ragnaroses on board. That's a lot of fire and brimstone. It's gonna be raining
Here
from the
comes
sky.
the pew pew.
Okay, that's the first one, and there goes the Azure Drake. So left with 3-5 and a 2-1, and
better heal up, man.
Sunwalker
better
not gonna
heal
give
up.
him that much value because Ragnaros can just shoot right through it. I think he's just gonna decide to play it anyway, just putting as many targets on the board as possible.
He's
just to
gonna
give-
rush down. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna try and beat the clock with 2 Ragnaroses on board.
Yeah, and also, wow, there is also Sunwalker for Lightbringer. So Lightbringer might bring this to an ace match here. He's gonna innovate double Sunwalker. Wow!
Oh my god. Look at that board. It's symmetric. Cows on one side, fire on the other. That's a pretty good burger, I think.
Wow, yeah. Wow, really? Just like some cheese in between, you know.
Yeah, you
Wow,
just-
Pyromancer again.
That's... Oh my gosh. How do you get past the board like that?
Well, you don't, you just concede. You cannot kill the 4-5 with Divine Chill. You cannot even touch Ragnaros here.
Yeah.
It's over.
No equality. If he had drawn into equality at any point in the last 5 turns, this would have
Yep.
been over. But unfortunately, look how
Here's
many
my-
health-
Okay, let's be serious. Here's my professional recommendation. Heal up. Heal up, play Sunwalker, and just throw down the Pyromancer. You don't have to burst the bubbles there, it's still okay, I feel.
Heal up, yes. I agree with the heal up. He has very few cards in hand. 1 equality could turn this all the way around for him. Don't kill your own minions,
Oh,
I
he's gonna
think.
pop the bubble like that. Okay. Well, he's gonna play Holy Light. He's gonna heal up, so that's gonna kill 1 Sunwalker, and he's gonna play the second one there. So at least he gets a bubble up. That's actually very smart.
Yeah. So and let's not forget he's back up to 25 health because of that Holy Light.
Yeah.
He
yeah.
has 5 cards left in his
Oh,
deck.
Force of Nature, top deck.
Is this it for Lightbringer?
14 plus 6, 20. But you need to chop through the taunts there, so no, it's definitely not. Unless Ragnaros conspiracy theory, they just spew Fireball together into the face of Uther there. We'll see if he plays such a
Anything
gamble.
can happen in the next 2 turns.
So here we go, guys. Savage Roar is gonna be used here. The Treant's gonna kill the Sunwalker. He's gonna pop the shield first, and he's gonna kill the other Sunwalker with his own Sunwalker, and it's gonna deal 8 damage. No, actually, he's just gonna clear the board. So Ragnaros goes directly to the face here. That's very smart.
16 damage for the 2 Ragnarai.
Ragnarai. Oh,
no
this is it.
equality still. Amazing. 5 cards left, and none of them are equality. Wereneko must be hating his RNG right now.
Oh god,
Good
yeah.
God.
4 cuts, in fact. left and no equality. He could have won this game just like that.
So what are the remaining cards? It's Tyrion, it's 2 equalities, and
oh my god, you got
another Acolyte of Pain?
Wow.
Wereneko must be so mad right now. That is such unfortunate RNG.
He must be fainting, trust me. He must be like, oh, what's happening? This is too important to lose. Come on. Yes, he still hasn't lost the series, but Paladin, as compared to Rogue, is kind of slightly favored against the Druid here. So he's just gonna play as much minions as possible. Gonna play up the token as well. We'll see what Ragnaros decides to do. Just one lucky rag to end this game here. Meanwhile, top deck scenarios. No one really cares.
Lightbringer is gonna get away with murder. This one.
Wow.
No equality the entire game. Oh my goodness.
You know, I just want to see what he top decks next. I really just want to see what top decks next. If it's equality, it's still too late, but you know.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, here, do you think he should work towards clearing the board, or oh wow, actually he's just gonna let Wereneko draw another card. So, and he gets consecration. Maybe he just runs 1 equality.
How? Why would you run 1 equality against a ramp druid?
Okay, guys, this is the 50-50. This is where it gets real. One goes to the face, the other one. Kodo, no, it's over.
Oh no,
it's not enough. Oh, the
getting
clicks,
all his
man.
chips on the Kodo, clicking it, rubbing it like a lamp, trying to get a wish out of a genie, but it did not. Ragnaros does not care. Goes 16 damage for the face, and that is the end. Oh, Wereneko
of the
for
Rag
this
Roulette.
game.
Thank you for watching the Rag Roulette, guys. That was fun.
Wow.
Oh my god. Did you see the intense amount of clicks?
The clicking of the Kodo. That guy was bothered. Okay,
he probably knows that he's still not gonna win.
Wereneko has to shake that off. He has to get off tilt.
He better take 2 minutes break. I'm gonna give him 2 minutes break. I think he's gonna declare a 2 minutes break for himself here. It's really crazy. Look at that. He went from not winning, from not losing a game at all in this entire tournament to 2 straight back losses here. He's playing on tilt right now.
Yep. So he has to shake that off and find a way to get back into the game and not be bothered. You know, it's a brand new game. Stop thinking about what's already happened. It's still game point. I mean, match point for either of these players.
Wow, 25% chance, you know. And Lightbringer gets that. Wow, crazy. It's more like after he kind of tuned the Rag Roulette, like, hey guys, this is where you hit by clearing the board. Worked really well.
So, South Sea deckhand. So could this be a tempo rogue?
I'm thinking, yes, it's a little bit more aggro. It does not seem like a miracle rogue. It could also be aggro. We'll see if he has an obscene amount of scrap value. We'll see that. So Wereneko playing as a rogue, and the bottom half of this board, top half is going to be Lightbringer with Malfurion, an insane amount of Ragnaros.
My gosh, I'm still not over that last game, but we are now in this game. And Lightbringer should start thinking early Leper Gnome from a rogue is generally gonna lead towards a Arcane Golem. If he plays that next turn, Lightbringer is gonna be onto him. He's gonna know it's an aggro rogue.
You cannot play Arcane Golem against a Ram Druid. It's just not good. With Wild Growth, he's gonna be so far ahead. By the time you get up sufficient damage, you're gonna be facing against Ancient of War. Without Zap, you don't have anything. So 6 damage.
Whoa! 6-1.
Charging Pirate. Look at that. Okay,
wow.
I never knew a pirate could hit so hard.
Turn 2 Pirates, getting a lot of value from Cold Blood and a deadly poison in the hand of Wereneko.
One swipe will deal with it, but it's still a lot of damage in one turn. Double Arcane Golem. Does he start the charge right now? I think he does. Yep, so here we go. He doesn't care about mana.
Go all in. He's just gonna keep on charging for the face.
Wow.
Lightbringer down to 12 health.
Okay, if the 4-2 doesn't die, it's game.
but it's just one Sunwalker away. Wereneko is one
No,
Sunwalker
yeah,
away
he does
from
have
full
he does have
stop.
Sunwalker already. So bear form and innovate into a Harvest Golem as well. So the taunt is gonna make sure that Wereneko is not gonna have this easy. Wow.
Oh no.
Maybe he gets a sap. I don't know. Might happen. No,
Tempo.
Defiance
Oh no,
Ringleader.
it's a scrub.
Okay, this is not really an aggro rope. It's more like okay, could be aggro still. So it's actually gonna deal 2 damage with Eviscerate first.
Oh well. Does he want? If he puts down. Okay. He's just gonna go straight into scrub.
Scrub mode
And-
on.
Okay, this is Wereneko declaring that this is his town. Let's see what Lightbringer comes up as a defense. There we go.
Sunwalker.
There's the Sunwalker. That's going to stop Wereneko right in his tracks with no removal spells in hand and the Arcane Golem. Just going to push him further into the ramp skills of a Druid. That's pretty bad for him at this point.
Here's my take. He kind of played the Arcane Golem a little bit too early. That resulted in the early Sunwalker. But even then, he better run Sprint. If he doesn't have Sprint, he's out of steam.
I think this is
Oh,
the
look at
turn
that.
where this game just ended.
Yeah. The Holy Bathing Cow. Mukla. What's that gonna do for you?
Okay, look, I'm a little confused at why Wereneko would bring an aggro deck against a ramp druid, knowing that he runs arcane golems in his deck,
Well-
and it's just gonna be pushing straight into the end game for Lightbringer.
To be fair, it could also be, I don't know, a token druid, whatever, because in this tournament you're allowed to change your deck even if you win,
That's right.
but you have to stay with the class. So he
That's right.
could be trying to mind game his opponent, but ended up mind gaming himself.
That's true.
So
Lightbringer now on actually turn 10 in his 8th turn, thanks to the 2 arcane golems from Wereneko. So all he has to do now is keep on putting
he's
down
even
threats.
gonna kill the Mokla with big game, returning bananas there. Wow.
Wow. Okay, there goes Mukla, overfed on bananas. Big Game Hunter seeing the fat gorilla. Bye-bye. And he's going to put up a big 7/7 tree with taunt.
Oh god. Man, I'm
And-
telling you, the previous game was still, in his blood there. Wereneko,
Oh no,
he's gonna go down to the bronze match. He was without a game defeated, and he just gives up like that. That's game. My god. Wow.
That
Speaking
was an
about playing on
aggro-
tilt.
That was an aggro performance, but unfortunately not in Wereneko's favor. He just gave Lightbringer all the options to ramp up into his defensive measures, and giving him the bananas to self-BM himself, pretty much,
Wow,
by
that's
killing
like-
off his Mukla.
That's like DEFCON 4.
Oh boy, that was pretty unfortunate for Wereneko. He went from tilt all the way into a barrel roll, so pretty unfortunate.
Equality 404 not found. I told you he's still on tilt. He was like, I cannot believe this shit. Down to 4 cards and still no equality. He picked up Consecrate down to 3 cards. He picked up AOP on the fifth last card, and then 4th last card was Consecration. Still got 3 cards there. Wow, I really want to ask him.
And possibly 2 equalities.
Oh my god.
Oh boy, okay.
That was complete RNG tilt, trust me.
How can you not be demoralized by RNG like that? You just want to flip your table after that. Ugh.
Yeah. So I think it's crazy. Trust me. It shouldn't happen.
That's the craziest RNG I've seen in a while. That's with 7 creatures on the board and Ragnar's hitting the face for the win. That's crazy.
Yeah. Alright, so that's it. We'll be back with the next match, which is the Grand Finals BO5 still, and it will be between ADYB and Lightbringer, the Ragnaros fella. So we'll be back real soon. See you guys.